Hi and welcome to Drummers Review. I'm Matt and today we're going to be looking at a Yamaha Absolute Hybrid Maple kit. The kit we have in the studio today is a 5-piece shell pack in a vintage natural finish on the outside and the inside of the shell. It consists of a 14x6 snare drum, 12x8 rack tom, 14x13 and 16x15 inch floor toms and a 20x16 bass drum. These kits have gained a hefty reputation over the last 5 or 6 years and we were very keen to finally get our hands on one. The shells are all 7-ply, featuring 3 inner and outer plies of maple, sandwiching a very hard single ply of African wenge, with the bass drum shells being 8mm thick, whilst the toms and the snare are slightly thinner 6.2mm. The individual drums on this particular kit have a recommended retail price of close to £4,500. Yamaha have passed down some of the features from the top of the range PHX line, including the shell technology, air vent placement, die-cast aluminium hoops and the hook lugs. Let's take a listen before we come back for some comments on our experiences of this kit. Unboxing this kit, it just oozed quality, with the eye-catching finish on the exterior and interior. It was a smooth, classy finish and the chrome hardware really stood out from the natural finish of the shells. Heads-wise, the kit came supplied with all Remo-made heads. The snare had a coated ambassador on the batter head with a snare side ambassador, clear emperors over clear ambassadors on the toms, while the bass drum is fitted with a clear Power Stroke 3 on the batter side and a smooth white Power Stroke 3 on the Rezo side, which is ported. Yamaha say the number of vent holes influences both the drum's timbre and projection. By varying the number and position of the vents dependent on the drum's dimensions affects the drum's sustain and the amount of mid to bass tone. Both floor toms have 6 holes, the rack tom and snare have a single hole, and the kick drum has 10. Hardware wise, the snare and toms are all fitted with 3mm aluminium die cast hoops, with the lugs being Yamaha's clever hook lug, which has a smaller footprint on the drum shell and makes changing heads a lot quicker. The 12-inch tom is fitted with their new YESS3 tom mount, which is designed to bring out the shell's natural sustain and volume. The kick drum is fitted with a low mass tom holder to aid resonance, and Yamaha have added the DC3 snare strainer to again have less shell contact, accompanied by a 25-strand high carbon steel snare wire. All toms and snares have a 45-degree inner and 30-degree outer bearing edge, whilst the kick has 30-degree inner and outer edges to aid with the low-end tones, all of which are very smooth and finished to a high standard. Once tuned, the bass drum was punchy and beefy with a great bottom end. The sharper bearing edges on the kick added real focus and bite, so you have an amazing sounding kit that would suit any style that it was thrown into. The snare was very dynamic and easy to tune, and once in the mid to high tuning range, gives a crisp, clear and very defined tone. Loud and well projected, it cuts through the mix very well and complements the big sounding bass drum perfectly. The toms were clean, rich and full sounding with a very musical tone. All drums were easy to tune and had a wide tuning range. With Wenge being a dense wood overall, it adds an aggressive attack to a warm maple sound with plenty of resonance. With this in mind, we feel that if you are a studio player or owner or play a lot of different gigs and need a single kit to cover all bases, this could be the kit that sits well in your arsenal. Live, we think the warmer overall sound with extra bite would be perfect in the rock, funk and gospel style. But because it has such a wide tuning range, we can also see it used in plenty of other genres. The Absolute Hybrid Maple has some fierce competitors at this price range. Saying that, we loved how the kit sounded, recorded, looked and played. We can see studios keeping a kit like this as an in-house go-to kit, purely for its versatility. We hope you've enjoyed this review and found it useful, but as always, please feel free to leave any comments or thoughts. Please click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get notifications on our future videos. And we'll see you next time at Drummers Review.